And what a great day it is. What a great day it is.
What day is it, Z?
Well, and it's always a blessed day, and with what the Lord gives to us every single day. So, yes. always a blessed day to live. But today is very special. I want you to go ahead and turn off the music so we can get down to business here. Why is this so going? This is supposed to be the outro.
It's like it. It's calming. I like it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the outro music.
It does not be the outro music. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, you're right.
See, before we start, have you ever had this drink before?
Well, one, we've already started, but two, hold on, I can't even see that. What was it?
You can't see it.
No, what is that? Is that like flavored water?
Kind of. So it's not like flavored water like you're drinking Propel, but like it's got like a super, super light pinch of like a flavor. It's not that bad. I guess there's a reason why they call it hint, because it's a hint of whatever flavor it is. So, sure. But yeah, it's not too bad.
Well, welcome back. Season 2, episode 3.
Yep.
Welcome back.
Yep. Season 2, episode 3. As we said in the last videos, if you guys missed those, feel free to check those out. As we said in the last videos, we're just kind of getting back on schedule. So it will pretty much be a weekly occurrence here on the channel, depending what Z and I talk about. Thank you guys for being here. As you can tell by the thumbnail, Z is reminiscing on a Ravens season where they lose in the first or second round. and back to the drawing board. No, but Z, honestly, I feel like you said those sun guys can't see. Are those? Can you even see anything out of those?
Yes, I can, and they're Ray-Bans. So I know what you're talking about.
I can tell they're Ray-Bans, but you're saying you couldn't see anything. So I wasn't sure how much you could see out of it.
Well, obviously, I'm in my room.
Come to work, and we'll get you a pair of glasses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, day by day, I'm starting to think I actually might need them. So it's a little concerning.
Should have used that machine on you. Did I use that machine on you when you were there?
No, you didn't. And we're talking about Ed's job, and works at like, I don't want to say like an eye care center, but like an eye doctor kind of.
Yeah, so it's not like a eye care facility like you're going to like an eye appointment. We pretty much serve and provide different programs and services for those who are visually impaired or legally blind. So
right. Well, no, I didn't take a test.
But like the device I'm talking about is like devices like we'll use on like kids at schools, like child screenings, that you do in typical elementary school, and like right away it can tell you what you have, or if you pass, you're clear, whatever. So
right.
I couldn't remember if I used that device on you or not, Z.
Well, and there's a specific reason why we're in these Ray-Bans right now. And before I get to why, if the audience hasn't already figured out by the thumbnail, me represent wearing my Ravens jersey in the middle of June.
Yep.
This is for you. This is for Snow. This is for Mitch. This is for Corn. I'll even throw a tie in there. Okay.
Yeah.
All of you hating on it in the chat, having literally made my entire day. Honestly, made my entire summer. Yeah. I did throw out a message where I said this is the best day of my life.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. And of course, I got flamed for in the group chat.
Yeah, yes, you did.
And we're blocking out the hate. We're blocking out the haters in this one. Today is a special day. Today's a special day. If you guys don't know, if you guys don't know, the Baltimore Ravens signed Jaire Alexander. Signed Jaire. I always mispronounce it. Isn't that how you pronounce it? Jaire Alexander?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So Jaire, Javier, whatever you want to call him.
That's absolutely a comment. That's live on air.
Yeah,
that's live. That's absolutely a comment.
There's been a lot of Javiers that have been getting out here lately. So yeah.
That's good. That's absolutely getting clipped. Right. If we end up on Twitter, I am not a part of that conversation. That's all I'm going to say. Take a joke.
Just go out and touch some grass.
Sensitivity nowadays. It's
everything's fine. Everything's lighthearted.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Somebody's tight.
This is in Iran. What's going on over there? Talk about a disaster, Ed. Talk about a disaster.
Well, that is a disaster, yes.
I mean, it is. It just simply is.
Still waiting for this big surprise.
Yep. So today the Ravens signed Jaire Alexander. This is probably the most part what we're going to talk about. Last video we talked about the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. This video we're talking about the Ravens and Jaire. There's a lot going on. There's always a lot going on in the NFL world. And today the Ravens signed Jaire one day after Lamar said this quote during his mandatory mini-camp press conference. He kind of seemed like he made a joke out of it, but he was actually serious. Quote unquote, go get him, Eric. That's my boy. And I was actually watching it. I was watching it live, and he was like laughing while he was saying it. But he told the reporters that he sent Jaire a message. They're college teammates. If nobody knows that, they play with each other at Louisville. He sent Jaire a message. He didn't know, but it wasn't even reported. That's why I find this fascinating. Is it wasn't reported that Jaire was going in on a visit. Nobody knew. This signing came out of nowhere. So this is just a classic. I'm gonna get your opinion on this. This is just a classic behind the scenes kind of thing that the Ravens like to do. Lamar said he sent a message to him, but nobody really took it that seriously. And come 11, 12 o'clock today, this early afternoon, we get the news Jaire signed with the Ravens.
Yeah. Did I see that before you did?
You definitely did. Yes. Yeah. I was actually at work. And I had a guest in front of me, and I look at my phone. And there was like
guy on his phone while he's talking to a guest.
I don't care. Just don't care. This is 10 times more important.
See, did you want to explain what was going on today at the hotel?
What was going on?
What they were what was being celebrated?
Not gonna go there.
Did you want to talk about how big of an advocate you were today?
Well, let's just say I didn't participate.
Okay. Yeah, you participated.
I did not participate.
Did not participate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. So like, you know how like on your phone when you have like multiple, especially Bleacher Report. I don't think you have Bleacher Report anymore. But when you
I think last time I had Bleacher Report Z was probably 2016.
And I don't know why you're just so opposed to having it. It's all it is just a news source. That's all it is.
All my news comes from Twitter.
Well, that's exactly your problem.
Yeah, that's my problem. You're right. That's why I get it before you do.
Well, anyway, so I looked at my phone. I saw 2 messages from N that I haven't read yet, and then I saw about 6 from Bleacher Report. And I didn't look at the Bleacher Report one. I think the most recent one that was on there, I don't know what it said, but it did not talk about the Ravens. So I look at N's message and I see, wow, Jaire. And then I click on the Bleacher Report notifications. And then when the bar drops down, I see right there where it says breaking news, Ravens signed Jaire.
When I said that, I didn't give any context either to it. I just realized. I just kind of said, so that could have meant like, that could have meant like maybe really anything other than him signing with the Ravens. I just said, wow, Jaire, but I figured, I know you'd see it. So,
and I was ready to run through a brick wall when I saw that. I was ready to, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's good to know Lamar runs the team.
What Lamar wants is what Lamar gets in. Simple as that. But in all seriousness, we won't talk about this for a half an hour. How many times have we said this about the Ravens? This is Super Bowl or bust. But at this point, the way their roster is built this upcoming season, would this be the biggest failure if they don't win it?
The biggest failure for them? That's a good question. I'm trying to look back at some previous seasons. I think with how their current roster is built, having like Derrick Henry still there, and you have on paper, we have to see how Malachi Starks transitions into his rookie season. Nate Wiggins being a full-time guy at outside corner this year, and Alexander here if he can stay healthy. I mean, the guy's missed 21 games the last 2 years, so that's his biggest concern. I don't know if I want to go that far. I feel like 2019 really rivals that for them. I mean, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. Just hearing it from every end of the spectrum. Oh, it's the greatest team I've ever seen. It's the greatest team of all time. And then you lose the Titans. See you later.
What's funny is N puts me in that category of those Twitter fans. And I was never ever.
You're right around it. I mean, who's the one just recently that's just starting to talk? What's his name?
Recently.
Yeah, there was one recently, and I sent a screenshot in the chat like a few months ago of this guy's name.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, go on the pictures, and you'll see I put the name. It might have been a comment. I think it was a comment back to you actually. One of your replies under something with the Ravens. It was like something, oh, if Lamar does this, if Henry does that, and then this guy replied back to you. Who was it?
Oh God, I don't know if I can find it. Oh wait, I have it right here. Is it Little Reese?
Yeah.
So I replied saying I can't remember what Little Reese said, but he said something, and I said I agree. Also, if Henry continues his production, Lamar will run for close to 1,000 yards again, I believe. And then yeah, he responded with I don't know who Little Reese is. I don't remember even responding.
I remember I screenshotted that, and I'm like, Little Reese.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad names on the Twitter page.
Yeah,
you know,
there is. Yeah, there really is.
Well, who was the original? Who was the original? Not Wee Hoopin. It was
no, it was Malik.
No, not Malik. It was the one before him.
It wasn't Ramey. Ramey was after.
No, yeah, Ramey was Ramey was after. New Era's
back.
Oh,
yeah.
Wasn't it like an Arabic name or something?
God, what was his name? Yeah, it was something like that.
Because now like we just never seen him again.
No, I know he's been gone. God, what was his name?
Yeah, and he was bad for a little while.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was an atrocity. Honestly, to his whole account was just an atrocity. I don't know if I'm. Man, that's gonna bother me.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his name was. Yeah, he was like some Arabic guy.
Yep. Yep.
God.
Just careful what you say next. Yeah, it's a very sensitive time around that around that time.
Yeah,
of the world,
it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
That part of the world.
I'm just trying to describe who he was. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember his name because it's been years, but it definitely started with him. God, that guy drove me crazy. Drove me nuts.
They'll probably come to mind, but yeah. So anyway, so the Ravens signed Jaire today, and I don't know.
Deal, $4 million can be $6 million with incentive.
Yeah, I mean, what are you losing? Right, you're not losing
anything. Yeah, he's obviously has been somebody who's been viewed as one of the higher end cornerbacks in the league for a while. Last 2 years, obviously, that's kind of changed a little bit just because some other guys starting to come around and his lack of availability. But given his track record, given what he's shown in Green Bay, there was definitely a time he was viewed as a top 5 corner. If he's 100%, he still, I think, can be in that territory of a back end top 10 type guy, possibly. But I think expectations have to be managed with him. Mm-hmm. He's missed 21 games the last 2 years. What is he? How old is he now? 27, 28?
I would imagine around that age.
All right, so he's like in his later 20s. So we'll say that. So
he is. He's 28. Yes.
All right.
His birthday's in February, so he'll be 28 this season.
Okay. So this is a big year for him for his career. He's going to a defense, I think, that exceeded expectations last year, and can definitely return as being one of the better defenses in the league this year. So he's not really going to have to be relied on as like the number 1 corner for the Ravens this year. With I mean, I know Marlon Humphreys plays a lot as well as a nickel guy, but they drafted Nate Wiggins pretty high, so this is kind of a expectation for him to kind of get kickstarted into that number 1 cornerback role. So he doesn't really need to come in. I feel like he doesn't really need to come in and like save that position. But if he comes in, it's just more so an add-on for me, in my opinion, for them.
I agree.
Sure, did they need another corner? Yeah, but like if they didn't bring one in, it wasn't really, in my opinion, going to really make or break their defense. So now this is just kind of like an add-on if they can get him at good health and he can return to form and have a good year and then get a good contract, whether that's with the Ravens or somewhere else next year. Obviously, that's the hope. So it's a good signing. You're not paying him really anything. He needs to prove himself in terms of staying on the field. If he's on the field and he's healthy, he should be a very good element to that secondary. And that's kind of really the way I view that. If he's not, if he's injured, or maybe he's just, because these injuries, he obviously isn't really in form on what he used to be. I mean, then okay, you just kind of put him down the depth chart a little bit. But there's nothing wrong with this signing at all. So I think it's a good signing for them.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how anybody says it's not.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it was honestly kind of a needed signing. So even though Brandon Stevens was just horrendous last year, all of last year
before that he was upcoming.
well, to be fair, we all thought he was, and he had back-to-back really good years, and then we just don't know
how.
Where's he at now? Jets.
He signed with the Jets.
Yep. Yeah, he signed with the Jets.
Interesting. Okay.
So essentially the Ravens, they lost our Darius Washington,
yeah,
to an Achilles injury. They lost
Brandon just out for the year like that. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I know, and that was just pretty much before OTAs even started.
Yeah, it was. Like, what are we doing here?
But sorry, I'm just looking at messages in the group chat of getting the update on Kaya there.
What'd you do if I became a Ravens fan today?
I know you want to say that then. Probably stop being friends with
you. Yeah, you stop being friends with me.
Oh man.
Everybody in the comment section, anybody watching this, Z, even yourself, thoughts on you still having a Justin Tucker jersey?
I actually threw it out.
You actually threw it away?
Yep. Yes, I did. I want to get that live out there right now.
When did that happen?
I want to say about 3 weeks ago.
You threw it out 3 weeks ago.
I'll say about.
Would you say the guy's a predator?
I'm not going to go there right now. Just not going to go there. What the hell's wrong with you? Okay. God. Yes, I threw it away. I don't have it anymore.
All right. So it's in the trash. Thank God.
Yes, it is. Yes, it's in the trash.
I'm actually genuinely surprised you don't have it anymore.
And actually, hold on. This is actually a true story. I have to say this. So I was throwing it away, and Annette saw me throwing it away. Okay. And so she asked me why. I said, well, it's a long story. I don't really want to sit here and explain it. But I essentially told her the player that I'm throwing it away has like a very bad case against him. That's something along the lines of what I said. Mm-hmm. She goes, well, don't throw it away. I said, what do you want me to do? Keep it? I'm not going to wear it out in public. And she goes, well, you don't have to wear it, but I can put it. She goes, I can use it for like Halloween decorations. I'm like, what? I'm like, what?
She's going to use the Ravens jersey for Halloween decorations.
And I don't know, putting on freaking Jack Skeleton or, freaking.
Imagine driving down the neighborhood, Tentacle Acres.
Marcus the car.
Yep. Driving in Tentacle Acres where Z lives and looking to the right and you see Jack Skellington with a Tucker jersey on. What's wrong with her?
And I don't know. I just
maybe she supports it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and we have some serious questions about her if that was the case.
Yes, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
But we got very off topic. But and brought up the fact that my neighborhood looks like it's Tentacle Acres.
Yes.
I was gonna try to find a picture of it.
Not sure why my hat's cutting in and out right now, but it is what it is.
If you guys don't know what Tentacle Acres is, I don't know how to zoom in on this photo. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, if you don't know what Tentacle Acres is, then I don't know what to tell you. You probably just didn't have a childhood.
Yep. If you don't know what Tentacle Acres is, I'll pull it up like this. I'm sorry, it's going to be probably. Can you see that? Okay.
I mean, yeah. So where SpongeBob is right there in the middle of the road, that is literally driving down Z Street. He knows I'm right. Like that is literally standing outside Z's neighborhood right there.
And I didn't design the neighborhood. I'm choking on water. All right, let's get back on topic here. Jesus. So my thoughts about the Jaire Alexander. God, I got water fucking stuck in my throat.
Sounds about right.
my thoughts about the Jaire Alexander was one of the first initial questions I asked you. And here's actually one of the Lamar's always been a leader in the Ravens locker room. That's some things, you know, some people don't give him credit for. He was the first person to greet Jaire Alexander when he signed his contract. The first person to greet him.
Why don't you get that hoodie that he has on?
Yeah, I don't know if they're even selling that. But yeah, I think this signing, I mean, obviously proves they're all in. I mean, I don't even really need to go there. When they signed D-Hop, they, you know, the thing is about, I'm not going to specifically talk about this Jaire Alexander signing. I'm going to talk about their offseason as a whole. Is the Ravens have had a sneaky, really excellent offseason. And not a lot of people have been paying attention to it just due to the simple fact of what's going on in the AFC North with the Bengals contract situation, with the Browns drafting 18 quarterbacks and the Steelers having Aaron Rodgers. The Ravens have flown under the radar with their offseason, and you might be like, well, how they fly under the radar when they sign D-Hop, when they sign Jaire Alexander. It's like, well, this is the exact reason why. These players are taking pay cuts, and no matter what you say about them at this point in their career, no matter how old DeAndre Hopkins is, no matter how injury-plagued Jaire Alexander is, and those are all facts. These players are coming in to, like N said, not really be starters. The wide receiver position was already set in place before D-Hop got there. The quarterback position was a little bit questionable. I'd say a lot questionable, but adding Jaire Alexander essentially just solidifies it. So this signing to the Ravens defense, as long as he stays healthy, we say that about a gazillion players every single year.
You can say that about anybody in the NFL. It just more so gets emphasized for players that are coming from more injury riddled recently, like recent seasons. 100%. So
yeah, I mean, 100%.
Like I said, Z, we'll revisit that comment in the chat that you made when it's week 3 and Alexander's out.
Not making any predictions. Not sitting here making any predictions. You've not seen me say all pro. I've not say the only thing I said was we're going to
here we go.
Yeah. Well, I did kind of lose my composure. I said in all caps that we're winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, she did. And it's screenshotted and saved.
That's fine.
And as I said, I've been hearing this since 2019.
I need to calm down a little bit. But also the disrespect out of end, because the group chat started going off on me. I've been hearing this is 2019. Snow responded with, "Oh, is that when Z became a Ravens fan?" And says, "Yes, that's correct." Yeah, just the disrespect and the disrespect.
See, that's why I put you in there with the rest of the Twitter accounts.
Yeah, not sure what that means.
You're just as bad.
Yeah, I'm just as bad. Imagine comparing me to Ramey and comparing me to New Era Zach and Nick Mason,
Malik, whatever the first guy was.
Yep.
Lil Reese.
I should get a freaking apology for that.
Yeah, you should get an apology for it.
How's wrong with you guys?
Why don't you wear your Derrick Henry jersey? I'll buy you.
Yeah, well, it's in the closet. So regardless, even though it's a 1-year signing, I expect Jaire to probably just stay 1 year on the Ravens. I don't think he's going to be with them after the season. So I'm going to enjoy while this lasts. Shout out Lamar for essentially being a recruiter, because I feel like Lamar was probably a very, very big reason of why Jaire decided to come to Baltimore. But and on a more simpler note, it adds just a dominant corner when he's on the field. adds a dominant corner to a secondary that already has one of the best safeties in the NFL. Marlon Humphrey, solidified veteran. Nate Wiggins, up and coming. And then first-round pick Malachi Starks. So, and then you combine with veteran signing of Awuzie, if he can also stay healthy.
Right.
So the Ravens secondary and the Ravens defense as a whole, with Chuck Pagano now coaching the secondary, could just be. What's wrong with that, Ed? What's wrong with that?
This freaking Pagano, dude. It's just so random.
It really is. It really is. I mean, I think he's like the assistant coach or something. I don't think he's like the head secondary coach or. But regardless,
Orr's going to be entering year 2 then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm super excited. I'm pretty sure he's healthy. Pretty sure he's ready to go. So I don't think the Ravens will. I think they're signing him at the right time. Mandatory minicamp will end tomorrow, I think. And that's when the slow off season of the NFL will truly begin, if you will, because there's no training camp. The players have their vacation time that Ed loves to talk about.
Yep. And
I think this really gives Jaire a time to get familiar with the Ravens defensive playbook and really kind of get himself in football shape if he's not already, to get ready for training camp. So it's going to be great. Obviously he's probably should be expected there to be the first day of training camp, ready to get going. And listen, as long as that guy's on the field for, I'm gonna say more than 60% of the season. Man, I'll tell you that the Ravens team could take the next step. And taking the next step is the conversation that every single network talks about, because it's all about January. It's all about how Lamar performs. It's all about this, and that. Okay. I think we all know Lamar was not the reason why they lost in the playoffs last year. I think that's. Oh, he threw a couple picks. Oh, he fumbled. Well, we know who to blame. Okay. So I'm excited. To have Jaire on the team. It's a 1-year deal, and I might buy his jersey.
Yeah. Well, are you gonna buy the $150 version, or are you gonna buy the version I buy?
Well, and I'm not gonna actually buy his jersey. But I will be there. The Ravens home opener.
Week 2 and week 3, right?
Week 2 and week 3. I'm excited to see Jaire in a Ravens jersey. It's going to be just unreal to see. And I think that's all I really got on it.
Yeah. Well, Z, we'll see if he's playing the night before Halloween when we go to Miami.
Yep.
We'll see if he's playing. So.
Yeah. So if we have any Ravens fans watching this, I love you guys, and doesn't care about you guys.
Oh, why would I?
And said he might transition to a Ravens fan. I mean, we do not accept him on the flock and the flock.
Yeah, on the flock. Yeah. Well, it's good to know that comment was taken serious.
But yeah, that's gonna wrap up our breaking news. Jaire Alexander. We're gonna try to get this out today. Today's June 18th. We're actually gonna record a second video today. We probably won't release it today, but and it's gonna be our reaction to Black Ops 27.
Wait, say that again?
I'm just saying Black Ops 27.
Yeah, Black Ops 27. Yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys. Episode 3. We will see you guys for episode 4. Let us know if you have any thoughts on the Jaire Alexander signing with the Ravens. Super Bowl champions 2026. I don't know where the Super Bowl is, but we'll see you guys there.
And that's clipped.